Let's be honest with ourselves. Enterprise IT doesn't care about the price. Anytime you think you're haggling over the price, you're just fooling yourself. Okay, first let's talk about the market mismatch. Look, everything's getting cheaper in enterprise IT. Storage is getting cheaper per gigabyte, compute gets cheaper per megahertz, but networking actually pretty much not. The price of your internet connections, you might have gotten faster, but you're not paying less. And even inside of the data center, guess what? That networking that you bought 20 years ago is still costing pretty much the same as it did 20 years ago. And in this slide, you can see here, this is where AWS stood up on stage and at a keynote and said, networking is a problem. The relative cost of networking is increasing compared to the others. So their way out of solving the challenge about price on networking was build their own. They built their own NICs, they built their own switches, they wrote their own software, they built their own networking solutions that sorted them out. That's when you're serious about price, that's the sort of thing you do. So come on, let's be honest. Enterprise IT doesn't care about the price. Look around you and find out how many products were bought secondhand. In your personal life, do you not go and buy secondhand stuff? Was it actually bought from the cheapest possible supplier, or did you buy from a vendor that you knew? Did you buy extra at high prices because you wanted some intangible value, some promise of quality or functionality that you'll never ever use, right? If you did any of those things, you don't care about price. And the result is that the IT is actually a luxury market. Enterprise IT vendors have profit margins in excess of 60% and up to 80, 85% in some markets like campus switching. And after the cost of sales and operations, the net margin is around 40 to 50%. That's a vast sum of money to then decide what to do with. You can either give it back to shareholders, you could start turning it into new products and stuff like that, right? And the product cost of what you buy is typically less than 10% of the sale price. So the actual marginal cost of production, that is, take away the cost of developing the software or the intellectual property or whatever, the actual hardware bits in a networking switch, about 10% of the cost of the device. Sales and marketing of street price is roughly 30%. So literally 1/3 of what it costs that you pay for something is actually the cost that it took to sell it to you, right? So if you were serious about it, saving money, about having cheap products, you wouldn't buy products that just cost 30% to sell it to you. That's a luxury product. So when you go and buy, a Gucci handbag or a Givenchy perfume or some sort of very flash upmarket thing, do you know how much it costs to sell you that thing? An absolute fortune. High street shops on the poshest stores, the shops are laid out beautifully. They have ultimate carpet. They've got more shopkeepers than they know what to do with. That's a 30 to 50% sales price, right? That's how enterprise IT is sold, a luxury product. And enterprise IT is really not intended to last for long. Really, it's about 3 years. So just like luxury IT, the durability is very, very small. You're not really looking to keep it. What you're looking to do is to come back and sell it again in 3 years. So you don't want products to be durable. They're just meant to be luxury consumables, use them and then throw them away. So the companies who sell those products must always be selling and they must always be marketing because they have to be getting the next sale. And that's how they justify 30% of the sell price is marketing, because it's not about giving you value. It's about making sure you're about to buy the next one. Now, the thing is that there is perceived value here. You as a customer must understand pricing in a luxury market. It's not wrong or bad to buy luxury products. It's just up to you to decide if it's actually the right thing for you. So in a luxury market, it's not related to the cost of production, it's how much people will pay, right? So what's the value to your business? And sometimes there's too much price and not enough value. It's about brand, not the product. It's about how much they can sell it to you for, not how much it costs to produce. That is business. It's not at all a criticism. That's just the way it is. But if you're going to complain about price, you might as well be complaining about why my luxury handbag costs $5,000 when it costs $50 to make, because that's what you're whining about. Now, those of you who have preferred supply agreements are just suckers. Absolutely. There's no agreement where a preferred supply arrangement is good for the customer, because for vendors, it reduces the sales cost. Any reduction in sales cost is an automatic profit to their bottom line. It locks in forward revenues. They don't have to do anything to guarantee the revenue coming in. Remember, we just talked about luxury markets requiring constant sales. So there's a double lock-in. There's a double advantage in terms of reducing cost. And they also prevent you defecting. So you don't shop around. You can't go to another vendor. You can't shop for a better price. You can't shop for a better product. They're great for vendors. But for customers, there are some wins. They're pretty intangible though. So if you think about reducing internal friction in purchasing orders, it guarantees you bad pricing. Sometimes you get a price advantage or they offer you a discount up front, which looks pretty good, but usually in every circumstance, the vendor comes out of this way ahead. And it also reduces the amount of time you need to be engaging with the vendor. So if you have a contract as a preferred supplier, then the vendor will stop selling to you. Remember what I said about luxury? If you're going to keep selling a luxury good with high intangible values that needs a lot of effort, then you have to go in here and start doing this, right? And it's called about how to strangle a single throat when the vendor is 5,000 times the size of your company. That means, look, if you're spending $1 million with a vendor and that vendor is making $4 billion a quarter, it doesn't matter how a single throat or not. You don't matter. You're insignificant, right? And believing that you have draw or pulling power on a vendor to solve your problems as opposed to all of the other problems that they've got, it's a lie. Complete fallacy. Right. Secondary costs. There are some advantages for the purchasing department because they have fewer suppliers. And purchasing departments often see having fewer suppliers as reducing their costs. That doesn't matter to IT people, of course, because it doesn't help you. But the purchasing department likes to think that they're adding value by shopping for like, if indeed they can. So just to wrap this up, everybody knows you're lying when you say you're price sensitive. You're not. If you're not buying secondhand, if you're not buying the cheapest, if you're not buying it from any vendor, you're lying. Flat out fooling yourself and everybody else around you. Most salary owners see technology as a cost, not a profit center. So as a cost, it should be decreased. They expect you to decrease it, but when you pay high, you're actually causing yourself pain. And the real problem here is, are you being seen as an abuser because you're not getting the cheapest cost? You're actually buying luxury priced products from high quality, trusted brands and not actually delivering the lowest possible cost to your company. I'm Greg Farrow from the Packet Pushers. I've been talking today that you should stop complaining about price and suck it up and just understand why you're buying luxury, premium, high-priced products and enjoy it. Don't forget to catch me on my blog at packetpushers.net. You can listen to our very fine podcast. I'd love to see you.